Psychiatry for a Mad World.
An extract from the book.
Ben Moody, musician, depression. Quote, I was horribly depressed. I felt like I had failed as a band leader, a professional, as a person. End quote. Alanis Morissette, singer-songwriter, depression. Morrissey, musician from the band The Smiths, depression. Sir Isaac Newton, mathematician and scientist, breakdowns and probable bipolar affective disorder. Friedrich Nietzsche, philosopher, depression. Vlasov Nijinsky, ballet dancer, schizophrenia. Graham O'Brien, cyclist and subject of the film The Flying Scotsman, depression. Quote, when you're depressed, everything becomes distorted. End quote. Sinead O'Connor, musician, bipolar affective disorder. Quote, I had developed manic depression. The main symptom is the constant voice in the head telling you to kill yourself. End quote. Bill Oddie, TV presenter, depression. Quote, chemicals will help you and medication will help you perhaps overcome it initially, but it won't work permanently if you don't follow it up with quite intensive psychoanalysis of some sort. End quote. Eugene O'Neill, playwright, depression. Donny Osmond, singer, social anxiety disorder, panic attacks. Marie Osmond, singer, anxiety, postnatal depression, suicidal thoughts. Dolly Parton, country singer, depression, suicidal thoughts. Jane Pauley, NBC broadcaster, depression and bipolar affective disorder. Pablo Picasso, Spanish painter, depression. Sylvia Plath, poet, author, bipolar affective disorder, suicided. Jackson Pollock, American abstract painter, depression, alcoholism. Cole Porter, American lyricist and composer, depression. Gail Porter, TV presenter, depression. Quote, it's horrible, horrible, horrible. It took a year and a half until I found out that I had postnatal depression. End quote. John Prescott, British MP, bulimia. Katie Price, aka Jordan, model, depression. Quote, I was a psycho woman. It felt like something in me that I had no control over. End quote. Charlie Pride, country singer, bipolar affective disorder. Dr. K. Redfield Jameson, psychiatrist and author, suicide attempts and bipolar affective disorder. Joan Rivers, comedian, depression, bulimia. Axl Rose, singer with the band Guns N' Roses, bipolar affective disorder. Winona Ryder, actress, depression. Quote, you have good days and bad days, and depression's something that, you know, is always with you. End quote. Charles Schultz, cartoonist, anxiety and depression. Brooke Shields, actress, depression. Quote, I just felt as though I would never be happy again, and as if I had fallen into a big black hole. End quote. Carly Simon, singer, social anxiety disorder. Paul Simon, singer-songwriter, depression. Tony Slattery, comedian, bipolar affective disorder. Quote, there's psychomotor agitation, where you're endlessly pacing and you can't sleep and you're short-tempered. End quote. Phil Spector, record producer, depression. Diana Spencer, Princess of Wales, bulimia, postnatal depression. Ben Stiller, actor, bipolar affective disorder. Quote, I have not been an easygoing guy. I think it's called bipolar manic depression. I've got a rich history of that in my family. End quote. Sting, musician, depression. Barbara Streisand, singer, social anxiety disorder. James Taylor, singer-songwriter, depression. Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky, Russian composer, depression. Uma Thurman, actress, depression. Quote, nobody seemed to have any perspective any longer. Those were low points, but we got through it. End quote. Leo Tolstoy, author, wrote War and Peace, depression, alcoholism. Tracy Ullman, actress, comedian, singer, dancer, screenwriter, author, bipolar affective disorder. Jean-Claude Van Damme, actor, martial artist, bipolar affective disorder. Vincent van Gogh, artist, depressive and manic episodes. Queen Victoria, depression. Ruby Wax, TV presenter, depression. Quote, depressions are very cyclical. They happen once every 5 years when I was on TV. Yes, I was effervescent. You can't fake it. It, depression, comes like a pox. End quote. Denise Welch, actress, depression, suicidal thoughts. Quote, I lost all sense of reality. I basically had what was a nervous breakdown. End quote. Robbie Williams, singer, depression. Quote, the depression isn't about anything. It's not about woe is me. It's like the worst flu all day and you can't kick it. End quote. Robin Williams, comedian, actor, bipolar affective disorder. Tennessee Williams, playwright, depression. Brian Wilson, member of the Beach Boys, bipolar affective disorder. Amy Winehouse, singer, depression, drug abuse, suicided. Quote, I felt that a black cloud hangs over me. I have taken pills for depression, but they slowed me down. I believe there are lots of people who have these mood changes. End quote. Virginia Woolf, author, bipolar affective disorder. Tammy Wynette, country singer, depression. Boris Yeltsin, former Russian president, depression. These high achievers have experienced some desperate lows in their illnesses, but the remarkable thing is that most of them made recoveries and successfully returned to their lives and their careers. Bear in mind too that this list is not exhaustive. There are probably far more famous people who wish their mental health problems to be kept private. The list also excludes some prominent illnesses such as personality disorder. So the overriding message here is that mental illness is not unusual. In fact, I believe it is by far the norm rather than the exception. What we need to remember from this list is that these people's mental disorders didn't just pop up from nowhere. Quite often they will have been generated by stressful circumstances.